What if I told you there's a mysterious light that's been showing up for over 100 years? It's been confusing scientists, totally terrifying travelers, and drawing in thousands of curious visitors. Well, today in this explainer, we're unpacking the incredible, enduring legend of the Ozark Spooklight. Picture this. Drop yourself straight into the eerie, quiet borderlands near Joplin, Missouri. It is pitch black. The air is completely still, and then suddenly, these strange, glowing orbs just begin to materialize right out of the darkness. You blink, thinking your eyes are playing tricks on you, but nope, they're still there, floating right in front of you. And listen, these aren't just faint little glimmers. We are talking about highly visible glowing orbs floating right there in midair. They move completely unpredictably, darting around this way and that, and then bam, they suddenly vanish completely into the night. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But it's actually very real. Section 1. What exactly is the spooklight? Okay, let's dive into this. To actually find it, you've got to travel down a really remote, unpaved road with the incredibly fitting name of Devil's Promenade, sitting right near the Missouri and Oklahoma border. People out there consistently report seeing these glowing red, orange, white, or sometimes even blue lights. Sometimes it's just a single solitary orb. Other times, it literally splits into multiple smaller lights. And the most unsettling part? It seems kind of interactive. It moves toward people, backs away, and sometimes even seems to follow cars right down the road. And this isn't some modern internet hoax. The very first reports date all the way back to the late 1800s. It persisted through the entire 20th century, with decades of consistent sightings, and continues right up to the present day. That sheer longevity is absolutely crucial here, because it anchors the spooklight as one of America's oldest continuous unsolved mysteries. So it really begs the question, what exactly are people seeing out there in the dark? Let's put our detective hats on for a second and look at the possibilities. Section 2. The Local Legends. Whenever you have an enduring mystery like this, well, human imagination just naturally steps in to fill the void. Let's gather around the campfire for a minute, because an unexplainable light like this quickly births some wild folklore. There are really 3 popular ghostly legends associated with the spooklight. First up, legend says the light is the spirit of a Native American chief desperately searching for his lost love. Next, local lore claims the orb is actually the lantern of a headless miner who lost his life in a tragic accident and still wanders the hills at night. And finally, some locals will tell you the lights are connected to the ghosts of Civil War soldiers, forever searching for their way home. Over the decades, these stories did something really fascinating. They totally transformed the spooklight from just a strange physical phenomenon into a foundational piece of local culture. It became bigger than life. People weren't just going out to see some weird light anymore. They were going out to see the headless miner's lantern. But, as much as we all love a good ghost story, folklore doesn't always explain reality. So it's time to transition away from the supernatural myths and see what actually happens when the scientific method meets Devil's Promenade. Section 3. Scientific Explanations and Flaws. For decades now, scientists and private investigators have hauled their equipment out to the Missouri borderlands to try and crack this case once and for all. And they've come up with 3 main theories. Number 1, the lights are simply distant car headlights reflecting into the area. Number 2, atmospheric temperature inversions, which is a real phenomenon where layers of cold and warm air actually bend light to create some pretty bizarre optical illusions. Or number 3, it's just swamp gas bubbling up from the earth. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the glaring contrast here, because there's a huge problem with these theories. Witnesses repeatedly report the spooklight moving in entirely unique, erratic ways that headlights simply shouldn't. And the biggest flaw of all? The chronological timeline. The sightings began in the late 1800s. That completely predates the existence of modern highways and automobile traffic in the area. Headlights simply weren't a thing yet. So we have to be completely impartial here. The truth is, even after intense scrutiny, multiple formal investigations, and literal decades of scientific debate, no single explanation fully solves every single report. The puzzle pieces just don't fit together perfectly. Which leaves us staring at this massive gap between flawed scientific theories and the very real experiences of countless witnesses. It really makes you wonder, are we missing something completely? Section 4. Modern Sightings and Skepticism. Even today, curious tourists and investigators are still flocking out to Devil's Promenade. Some people post videos online showing these strange, glowing orbs dancing across the pitch-black horizon. But on the flip side, modern skeptics firmly argue that digital cameras, especially smartphone cameras shooting at night, are incredibly easily fooled by lens flares and digital artifacts. And so the debate just rages on. Some people leave the promenade disappointed, having seen absolutely nothing, while others leave forever changed by what they just witnessed. This frustrating but totally fascinating mystery continues simply because every single time someone proposes a definitive answer, it just seems to create a dozen new questions. Section 5. The verdict. So, look at everything we've covered. Here are your three main options. Is the Ozark Spooklight simply some sort of scientific phenomenon that we just don't fully understand yet? Is it a brilliant, naturally occurring optical illusion playing tricks on our eyes? Or is there something far stranger, something we just can't quite put into a neat little box, hiding out there in the darkness? Honestly, the only way to really know might just be to see it for yourself. If you ever find yourself traveling near Joplin, Missouri, maybe take a little detour. Stop by Devil's Promenade after the sun goes down. Just a fair warning, though. Don't be completely surprised if you look out into the darkness and something strange is looking right back. So, what do you guys think? Do you believe in the Ozark Spooklight mystery? Let us know your favorite theory in the comments down below. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more unexplained mysteries. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.